If you're ready to simplify your life and live a little bit easier in your home, then these 10 minimalist tips that I follow myself will help you create that peaceful, that serene home that you've always dreamed of. Believe it or not, I used to be a shopaholic who would buy things whether I was happy or sad. It didn't really matter. I was going to go out there and find something that I could bring home. That, of course, spiraled into having a home that was extremely overwhelming and me feeling like I had no control over my finances, over myself. And my home always felt very chaotic. The first one you've probably heard before, and that is identifying what brings value to your life. Whether it is your favorite house plant or the couch that you enjoy with your family, what is actually bringing value to your life? This was a really hard concept for me for a long time because, like I said, I was a shopaholic and I put a lot of value on anything that I bought. And that's called the endowment effect. It can be really negative and harmful when you're trying to get rid of things. If you have this feeling that just because I own something, I can't let it go, it can stop us from really being able to identify what is bringing value to our life and what is just the excess. What is making you feel like you cannot control your home? Those are the things that we're going to start identifying because those are the things that are not adding value to our life. Those are crippling. They're stopping us from reaching our full potential. For me, I had overwhelm in a lot of different areas in my home. The first one that pops up into my head is downstairs in my den area. I had a lot of pictures on the wall, I had a lot of furniture, and I never wanted to be down there because I always saw one more thing that I should have done that I didn't, whether it was dusting or vacuuming. Felt like it was a place that I couldn't just sit down and relax. Those things, though I liked all of them, were not adding value to my life because it was too much. Asking yourself that question, is it bringing value to my life, is a hard one to answer. For me, I knew that I had to cut down on my decor items because I didn't love cleaning. I didn't want to spend most of my day and my life and my brain power either cleaning or thinking about the next time I had to dust or vacuum. I wanted to simplify that. And I knew the only way I was going to be able to do that was if I was to really identify what is adding value. What do I really like to look at so much that I don't mind dusting it or keeping up with it? The next one is function, which is one of the most important things that I've learned while becoming a minimalist. When it comes to function, there are a couple of things that I want you to think about. First thing that I do whenever I bring anything new into my home is I think about, am I able to clean this easily myself? Am I able to pick this up so that I can either clean under it or move it as I wish? If those answers are no, then I really have to question, why do I need this item? The couch downstairs we got a couple of months ago because the old couch we had was so heavy, my husband and I could barely pick it up with the two of us. It was really hard to clean and I couldn't vacuum under it because it was too low. When I finally got the funds to get a new couch, I knew that the function had to be where I could clean it myself. I could move it myself, whether it meant breaking it apart into a couple different sections and being able to shift things around. I wanted to be able to vacuum under it easily. Is your dining room table always covered in things? How is that being functional for the dream that you have of eating with your family every night, of having game nights with your family? Are the pieces of furniture in your house serving the function that you want them to have? And if not, where can you then declutter, organize, and get rid of some of these things that aren't adding that value to your life? Talking about value, we recently got a brand new mattress, which is where today's sponsor, Birch Living, comes in. And I am so excited about this new mattress. We had our old mattress since we were married. It was extremely uncomfortable, very cheap. And I often woke up with really bad backaches just because I'm a wild sleeper. So
We have been trying this new Birch Luxe mattress and love it. When I started looking for a mattress, I really was focused on the materials it was made out of. And with Birch Living, they offer organic wool, organic cotton, and 100% organic latex. They don't have any polyurethanes in their mattresses, which can put off gases, which are harmful. And they also don't have any fiberglass, which I didn't even know that was a thing. I also appreciated that they had a 100-night sleep trial. So you have over 3 months to make sure that you love it. And the best part of all is that I found they deliver directly to my address, so anywhere within the United States, and it's absolutely free. And they will help you with setup if you need it and make it as convenient as possible to get this new mattress in and all ready to go. If you're interested right now, it's the perfect time to get a new mattress because they're having a President's Day sale. And if you head to birchliving.com/URL, then you can use my exclusive discount, which is Birch Partner 27, and get 27% off of your next mattress.
Let's go to number 3, which if you're like me and you hate cleaning, then this is the most important rule for you, and that is to decrease the amount of decor you have. Does it add value to your life? The decor in my home is now been stripped away from what it used to be. I used to have picture walls all over my house. And while theoretically there is nothing wrong with those, and I find them very cute and lovely in other people's homes, I could not handle them. They were overwhelming to me. I always felt like I had to add one more piece to the picture wall. I never wanted to dust them because it was very frustrating to me, and often things were falling off the wall. If your brain is not at peace in your home, I want you to start questioning your decor. Another big thing I got rid of was a lot of the fake plants that I had in my home, and that was really because the ones that were fake weren't adding value to me. I love gardening and I'm very much an amateur gardener, and so live plants are like my babies, and I enjoy dusting them, I enjoy watering them, and I enjoy watching them grow. But the fake plants didn't add that kind of value to me. They were just taking up space. And so questioning why you're keeping things. Do I really enjoy this? Do I really have the capacity and the time, the energy to take care of this piece of decor? Or even if I enjoy it, is it just one more thing that is causing me overwhelm and not to be able to just sit down and read a book or watch a show because I'm thinking about how I need to take care of this item? Keeping clean surfaces was one of the hardest things for me and probably took me the longest to get good at. And there are a few things that you can do to help yourself keep the clean, flat surfaces. One, just take away the extra pieces of furniture that you aren't using. That will immediately take away some of the stress of having to keep up with flat surfaces. But of course, most of us like to have a few pieces of furniture, right? And so the ones that we do, we have to decide a routine for keeping up with them. So in my bathroom, I realize that it's a place that I hate cleaning in the first place. And so therefore, I'm going to make sure that there's nothing on the flat surfaces except for one little tray that holds our soap and my lotion. Nothing else can be on that flat surface because if it is, it's going to be one more barrier for me keeping it clean. I don't want to be looking at a flat surface that's cluttered as I'm waking up and trying to find peace. Another big one that has helped me was in my bedroom. I have a very simple side table that has no drawers and challenges me constantly to keep it simplified. Because if I don't, I'm seeing that clutter when I wake up in the morning. Decluttering often, as somebody who has ADHD, has become one of the biggest wins for me. I am somebody that can often get very overwhelmed and overstimulated in my environment, but at the same time, I don't always help myself by being able to keep up with my belongings. And so, therefore, decluttering as I go throughout my day is one of the biggest impacts and helpful things that I've done for myself. Whenever I see something that is in my living room or in my den and I notice that I haven't touched it in a while or I haven't used it, there are several things that I think to do now. And the first one is if I know I don't need it, I put it by my front door in a little box that I call my decluttering box. So it's always visual to me as a reminder that I need to get rid of these things. When it's full, I just take it out to the local thrift stores. The other thing that I do is if I notice something that I haven't touched in a while, but my memory isn't perfect, so I can't remember always the last time I used it, I'll put it in my maybe bin, which is out of sight, out of mind. And so therefore, it's not always something that I'm touching and looking at. And if I don't go back to that item in the maybe bin, in that hidden closet, I know that I won't need it. I won't look for it because I didn't over that past month or two. Those are two ways that you can make decluttering throughout your day and week a lot easier for yourself so that it is something that you're constantly being reminded of. And it's a reminder that decluttering needs to be something that you commit to as a new life habit. That as much as we like to drink more water and we like to exercise, we often overlook decluttering. And yet it's something that can make one of the biggest impacts in our daily life. The next one is quality over quantity. And I recently just read a comment that struck home from one of you lovely people. And it was about how you changed over from your much cheaper items that you had to buying slightly higher quality, nicer things. And now you don't feel the need to constantly rebuy all of the time. Quality over quantity was something that my grandma taught me growing up, and it didn't stick until finally I was confronted with how bad my shopping habit had gotten and how often a lot of the things that I was bringing in were cheap and I could only use them for a short period of time. And then I'd either have to throw them away, throw them in the back of the closet. And it was that moment of confronting myself with that I realized that though I thought always that I was saving money, I had gotten a better deal. This item I was bringing in not only wasn't exactly what I wanted, and so therefore I was going out to buy and look for more because it wasn't perfect. I was spending at the end of the day a lot more money and a lot more energy and time on something that wasn't going to last and wasn't fitting my need. And so that's when I really started to question my shopping habits and the quality of an item. You don't have to spend a ton of money and have the best name brand things in order to have quality. I definitely still shop mostly at thrift stores and secondhand, but it does mean that I'm checking to make sure that this is exactly what I wanted. Now, this is definitely something that everyone feels different about, but for me, and if you are still struggling with overwhelm in your home, having a palette that is cut down to only a few colors. And for me, I realized as I was decluttering how impactful colors and textures were for me and how my brain works. And so, therefore, I had to decide on what are the colors that soothe me, that make me feel peaceful. And as somebody who loves to garden, I like natural tones and natural colors. And bringing in, though I love bright pinks and yellows, can't have them in my home. So, whether it's just cutting down on the amount of loud colors you have in your home, or deciding that you really need to change over your color palette to a more peaceful and serene color palette will make a huge difference in your home. Smart storage solutions is going to be the next biggest thing that will help you. And if you're like me, you might have to do a few experiments when it comes to storage, but you will get there, I promise. A big thing that's helped me in my bathroom was to have bins with a lid because I'm somebody, especially in my bathroom, who has a hard time setting hard line limits. But also, I know that I have a threshold, and there was a lot of overwhelm when it came to my bathroom. And so, having these bins with lids sets a boundary that I cannot exceed. When the lid starts coming off the top of my medicine bin, I know it's time to take it out and get rid of a few older things that I'm not using. So having that visual reminder really helps me to declutter as I go through my day. So what are a few places in your home where you feel like you are overwhelmed with paperwork or medicine or cleaning supplies? these are places that you need to start questioning what you're keeping in there and also start doing some research about some smart storage solutions. All right, these next two are really important. So I'm so glad that you're still here. And this next one is to simplify your routines, whether it's you're overwhelmed with your calendar. And I know I only have one child, but we have a rule in our home that she can do one extracurricular activity at a time. And that's because it takes away from our little family time where we want to play games, we want to be able to sit down and have dinner together and talk. And if our schedules are so overwhelming, we don't get time to do that. So, setting some rules for yourself and your family will allow you to build back in those things that are going to add a lot more value to your day. Also, where are those things in your life that you could streamline? Whether it's your laundry, having less clothes, I know sounds counterintuitive, but it actually makes your laundry a lot simpler and faster to get it done and put it away. Where are all your cleaning supplies? Are they all over your house? So you're constantly looking for the right spray bottle, but you never put it back in the same place. How could you streamline that so that cleaning takes less time? We've also gotten a vacuum that is a electric robot vacuum. I absolutely love it because it goes off once every single day and it's one less area that I need to be vacuuming. And finally, where do you see that your home can't get it together? Do you find coats all over the ground? Are you never able to find your keys? Are your water bottles always missing? What's going wrong in your home that you're getting really frustrated about? There are so many solutions that can help you with function, but you really just have to start paying attention to what's not working. If your coats are always on the floor, then maybe where you're hanging them up is too far away. Maybe you don't have enough hooks for all of your coats, or you just have too many, so you need to declutter. For my keys, I constantly lost them every day because I'd either put them in my pant pocket or I'd put them in my coat or my purse. There was never a designated place to put my keys. Once there was, I stopped losing them. For our water bottles, I have a basket now that I keep all of the water bottles. And so, therefore, I know exactly the ones that I'm missing because they're not in that basket. If you build in a few places that have real function, your brain will start identifying the other places that don't because your brain really wants to have order. It's amazing to me because I never thought I could be an organized human being. But once my brain starts seeing how things could be easier, it wants to solve the other problems in my home. If you've enjoyed learning about minimalism and decluttering, then I hope that you continue your journey by clicking on one of these videos right here. And I wish you guys all the very best.